Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We are doing a gun review today, and I am super excited about it. We are talking about the Springfield Armory 2020 Waypoint chambered in .308. So guys, I'm super excited to be talking about this gun. I have owned this gun now for going on 2 years, actually going on 3 years now. And I didn't want to just jump the gun and do an initial product review right off the bat because I actually really wanted to get this gun out in the field, hunt with it, carry it, shoot it at the range, and really formulate a legit review of this rifle, because this is not necessarily a budget-friendly gun. This gun is going to run you around $2,000, maybe a little more depending on what exact setup that you get. But man, if you want to talk about a higher end rifle that is not a 100% custom build and you just want to place an order, have it come in, this is a fantastic firearm. Again, I've been using this thing over the last 3 years. I've taken deer with it, I've taken it to the range, shot long distance with it. It's just an absolute joy to shoot, and I'm excited to be showing it to you guys. So right off the bat, I want to talk about some of the key features that you see right off the bat. The first and foremost is going to be the carbon fiber barrel. Now, my channel is somewhat new to the carbon fiber barrel industry. It's something that has always been a little out of my budget, and still probably is a little out of my budget. I really like that mid-range type of rifle, that $700 to $1,200 mark. I really love rifles that fit into that category, but this rifle is just a little step above that, and typically that's where you see the carbon fiber rifles nowadays. You see those price points being a little bit above that mark, but the carbon fiber barrel shows a huge advantage just from the weight reduction, because when you look at this rifle, it actually looks like a fairly large package, and not from a length perspective, but more of like a bulk perspective. It looks big, looks grippy, and reducing the weight by adding the carbon fiber barrel is one thing that I was super interested in, because again, I've never owned a carbon fiber barrel, and I was super excited to take it out and use it, and it has been a joy carrying it in and out of the woods, which is where, in my opinion, it really shines. If you're going and you're sitting on the bench and you're shooting long distance, weight isn't necessarily that big of a deal, because you're not having to carry it in and out of a lot of places, and it helps you be a little more steady. But with this carbon fiber barrel, carrying it in and out of a tree stand, being able to maneuver it while I'm in a lock-on or in a ground blind or whatever the case may be, it just makes it a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable to carry and maneuver in the stand. I want to talk about the stock as well. The stock is also a carbon fiber stock. Now this is all straight from Springfield, which is really, really cool. It's built around the Remington Model 700 Action. So if you guys are familiar with that, there's a lot of different rifle manufacturers out there on the market that revolve their actions and their style rifles around that old school Remington Model 700. Springfield's doing it, Christensen Arms is doing it, Bagara is doing it, obviously Remington is doing it. There's just a lot of stuff on the market that is revolved around that, and that is what they've based this action off of, which is a short action model. Now, they do offer a long action, which is just brand hammer new for this year in 2023. I don't even know if you can make a pre-order yet, but I have heard that they have the long action in the works. But for the last 2, 3, 4 years, they've only offered it in short action calibers: .308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, and then I think possibly even a 6mm Creedmoor, which was a really cool round as well. But this is in the .308 carbon fiber adjustable stock. Now, you do not have to get the model with the adjustable stock. They actually offer this in 4 different configurations. You can get a carbon fiber barrel with an adjustable stock, or a carbon fiber barrel without the adjustable stock, and then they actually offer a Cerakoted steel barrel that you can also get with the same stock configuration. So you have 4 different options. Obviously, each one is going to come with a different price point. The carbon fiber barrel with the adjustable stock is going to be your more expensive of all the options. Your carbon fiber barrel with the non-adjustable stock is going to be one step down, and then your steel barrel with your adjustable stock is going to be that kind of that that second tier, and then your steel barrel with the non-adjustable stock is going to be your cheapest option from Springfield, which is really, really cool that they offer a wider range of different options for people who may or may not have different budgets. What I really like about this rifle, other than just the simple weight of it and the compact, short nature, is the pure accuracy that this thing has. These guys are guaranteeing 0.75 MOA out of the box. And I'm just going to be honest with you, a lot of people out there are not quite capable of shooting 0.75 MOA, and I even have my days. I have my days where I don't shoot that great, but I'm telling you, this gun is a tack driver. So talking about the accuracy of this rifle, I want to talk about the ability to not have to shoot custom hand loads, which, don't get me wrong, I love a rifle that you can actually fine tune with the grain powder and the grain bullet and the top bullet and really get an accurate rifle. But I absolutely love a rifle that you can go and you can get factory ammunition like a Remington Core-Lokt or a Norma or a Hornady American Whitetail, just any off-the-shelf box of ammunition that you can buy at Walmart, Bass Pro Shop, your local pawn shop, and take that gun out and have really, really good groups. I've tested this rifle specifically with 2 specific rounds, one in the Remington Core-Lokt 150 grain bullet and the other one in the Norma Whitetail 150 grain as well. Both bullets performed absolutely fantastic out of this rifle, and I've not even had a need to test other rounds out of this rifle. I love that 150 grain bullet out of the 308. It's a little bit faster than that 180 grain, and this gun really, really likes that round, which is fantastic. And the ammunition is cheap, it's available. You can take it to the range and you can shoot long range with it, and then you can dial it in for this specific gun, which is fantastic, and I absolutely love that. You're going to get a detachable box magazine, which this is kind of a love-hate relationship in my opinion. I love the magazine just for the ease of loading and the capabilities of having a lot more rounds in it. However, from a deer hunting perspective and carrying the rifle in and out of the woods and up and down out of deer stands, I really wish that you had the completely flat, almost like a floor plate box. Even though they do sell aftermarket magazines that will be flush mounted, which I've not picked up yet, that would be a nice feature to have, would be to offer a typical magazine that actually extends below the stock itself, but then also offer a flush mount option where you can carry less ammunition, but you don't have this big bulky box magazine digging into your back when you're carrying it in and out of the woods. Not a huge deal, but something that just from years and years of deer hunting and hunting out of stands, I really like that flat, non-invasive piece right there if it was just a flat piece. But the magazine is really, really great for holding additional rounds of ammunition, which is awesome. We kind of talked about the general idea or the general layout of the rifle. We've talked a little bit about the accuracy. It has a really nice trigger, and I think it's a Trigger Tech trigger, which is super nice, fully adjustable. The scope that I put on this specific rifle is the tracked optics, and it is the Toric Ultra HD, which is really, really nice. I actually got my first, I guess, break-in with tracked optics probably 6 to 7 years ago almost. I actually running a tracked optics on my Savage 110 High Country, also chambered in 308. It's not quite as fancy, not quite as heavy, doesn't really have all the bells and whistles, but still to this day, probably the clearest glass that I have ever actually looked through, and 100% the best bang for the buck out there on the market is tracked optics. And I'm super excited that I was able to get this scope and put it on top of this rifle. Really clear glass, really accurate, has everything that I could possibly ask for. Forgot to mention as well, one thing about this rifle is it has a threaded barrel. Obviously you can see we've got a suppressor on the end of this thing. Absolutely love the fact that you can put a suppressor on the end of this bolt action rifle. Nowadays, that is just one of the greatest things in the world in my opinion. And then one other thing before we shoot this, you actually have M-lock slots on the bottom side of this stock. As you can see here, I had the Fat Boy Arca plate attached to this rifle, so that way I can attach it to this Fat Boy tripod, which is what we mainly use for coyote hunting. But it's a super awesome way to just grab the tripod, grab the gun, run out into the backyard, and take some really, really nice, accurate shots out of it. So let's load this thing up and let's send a couple rounds down range and let you guys take a look at this thing barking a little bit. one thing that I want to note on this rifle is the action. The action on this rifle is one of the smoothest actions that I own and that I have ever shot, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me from Springfield, which again, Springfield makes quality firearms, but breaking off into the bolt action market with this Waypoint rifle, they really hit the nail on the head with this thing. I mean, it just, what a absolute joy to shoot. Those two holes right there are touching, and this is the Norma American, not American whitetail. That's a Hornady. This is Norma, just normal whitetail, which is a very cheap round. You can find them on sale on their website, and just an absolute great round for hunting and target practicing. What an awesome rifle right there, guys. If you don't love the smell of burning gunpowder, then you've got the wrong dang channel to be hanging out with. Just an absolute dream of a rifle to own. Again, it's not quite budget friendly, but again, when you're talking about a carbon fiber barrel, carbon fiber stock, pretty much an entire customized rifle, instead of paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, which you can very easily do in the custom bolt action game, go to Springfield Armory, check out what they got with the Waypoint 2020. You are not going to be disappointed. I am super partial to the 308. I'm sure the other rifles that they offer in those different calibers shoot great as well, but I can tell you firsthand that the 308 in the Springfield Armory is a tack driver, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my channel. If you guys are new to Southern Extreme TV, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this thing to 100,000 subs. Every single click gets me one step closer to our goal. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you share this video as well. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys on the next episode.